Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Blanchard with the Travel in Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history and with leadership, and of course with me, Dan Blanchard. Today I'm in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center. It's part of Independence National Historic Park. You can see all through here. You can see it right down there is Independence Hall, beautiful building down there. Just a real quick note, I think they've dug up when they were excavating this area to build this area up. I think they excavated or they dug up something like 2 million archeological artifacts came right from this area, which is like really cool. So now listen, let's get back to the National Constitution Center here. You see we the people over there on the wall. So the National Constitution Center is basically the only institution chartered by Congress to be nonpartisan on the Constitution. So they disseminate information in a nonpartisan way. It's the only institution chartered by Congress to do that, right? So I think you could trust what comes out of this building and the many scholars that work here. Okay, so now this is this is all part of like the Constitutional Convention, where like intense debates took place, intense compromises, sometimes heartbreaking compromises, but necessary compromises took place. And this National Constitution Center is continuing that spirit of our country of participation, debate, and compromise, and a nonpartisan, intellectual, scholarly way. All right? I've been inside this building several times already, and it has this National Constitution Center has this amazing sinus hall where you get these bronze statues, 42 of them, these bronze statues of our framers of our Constitution that look lifelike. And one of them even had a peg leg. Another had fancy socks on, right? I was surprised at how short Madison was. You know, he was probably like 5'5". I think Morrison might have been the tallest one there, but he was kind of like hunched over a little bit so that the George Washington, who was the second tallest one there, who was standing upright and erect like Washington always did, was actually the highest standing, tallest standing statue in there. So it's really, really cool, some of the things they did. And you even got in the corner, they show you how some of them refused to sign this document there. Not everybody signed. 42 of them signed, okay? Now, the important thing to remember here is, again, this is a nonpartisan institution here from Congress, all right? This is where we can have civil dialogue, you know, in contrast to what seems to be happening in our country with the fire rhetoric, the firestorm, barnstorming, firestorming rhetoric that's going on today. This is civil dialogue where we encourage people to participate, all right? Here, it's an interactive constitution, all right? Every clause has essays written by conservative scholars and liberal scholars right here, where again, people are allowed to participate and to think and to debate, all right? This basically is like a constitutional interpretation here, all right? Where they separate, you know, the personal from the Constitution. You know, it's not like, do you think it's a good law, right? It's like, is it constitutional, right? This isn't a political tool, right? It's a constitution. It's not a political tool, all right? So this place right here is more than a museum. It's a living classroom, right? It's huge too. It's a legal and historical framework. Again, not a political tool, right? Historical framework, what we got going on here. We have to stop asking, at least here, they're creating the foundation to stop asking, you know, is this a good law? And to ask instead, is this a constitutional law? When you ask, is this a good law, you're getting into the politics. You have to ask, is this a good constitutional law? And there's a solid base being developed here at the National Constitution Center that we need to spread far and wide into our American community, all right? So that we can have civil discourse, right? And debate and participate and all that stuff, right? So here at the National Constitution Center, they show us how the Constitution was created, right? How it was changed through all the amendments. and why and how it still matters today. There's over 100 hands-on exhibits here. It shows you how it's a living document, and you can look at the document and see that there's actually two little mistakes when they were copying the Constitution for the grand document, right? The real document. There's a couple little mistakes where a word is left off, and I think the letter N is left off one of the words, right? Which is kind of cool that they have that. Again, it's debate, right? It's participation. It's R&D, research and development, right? After all, this is the American experiment, the only country in the world that was created on an idea instead of like ethnicities or nationalities, right? This is an American experiment. And here in Philadelphia, for the 250th birthday, and they've got signs all over the place. You can see a couple right there. They got signs all over Philadelphia for Philadelphia 250, right? It's the America 250th birthday. All right, so this is the place, a great place to be on America's 250th birthday, to see that the American experiment's still going on, right? It's not perfect. Some days we actually think it kind of stinks, but the experiment's still going on. It's still working, right? And it's getting better as long as we keep participating, right? And not be political, right? But be constitutional, right? We have opportunities for other amendments because it's a living document to make our government document better and our government better and our lives better, because that's what the government's supposed to do, make our lives better, right? Pursuit of happiness, right? All right, so when I do my Travel in Time with Dan shows, I mix travel with history, with leadership, and of course me, right? And I am part of We the People, that you see up on that building there, all right? So, gosh, this is amazing. This National Constitution Center is amazing. Sanders Hall, all the exhibits they have in there. This park, right? There's Independence Park here, right across from that beautiful building of Independence Hall back there. This is something you should see. And if you come to Philly, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong here. You got to come down here and see this, right? I've already given you some of the history of this place. So what is the leadership lesson here? The leadership lesson is this. We, as in we the people, we means you. Yes, we means you. That's the leadership lesson here. You can't just bury your head in the sand and just say, I can't take this anymore. All this talk of all this mean talk, right? All these lies that's going on. I can't take it anymore. And bury your head in the sand, right? And be turned off to participating. We the people means you. We all need to participate in government in whatever way we're capable of. Right? We means you. That's leadership. All right, everybody. Thank you for spending some time with me today. The National Constitution Center here with the Travel on Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history, with leadership. And of course, me, Dan Blanchard. I'll be back real soon with another great episode. You take care now.